Returns to the Foxwood Theatre in Houghton this June for just 2 performances. Now, the play is about a disturbing journey of a childhood sexual violation of a young boy who resorted to linking fantasy with reality to escape what he refuses to confront. Told with warmth and humour, the text reaches far beyond his childhood experience. It becomes a tense battle between good and evil and ultimately a story of sweet revenge. Now, without giving away too much, we're joined by actor Jan Groenewald and harpist Chris van der West. A very good morning to you, gentlemen, and welcome.
Thank you very much for inviting us. We're happy to be here.
Absolute pleasure. Now, I'm going to start with you, Jan. Now, this play shines the spotlight on something that you probably know about, childhood sexual violation. Why do you think it's something that you wanted to express through this play?
Okay, I will quickly tell you about that. I was very sick at one stage. I had cancer and I was in a hospital dying. And I had this experience when I was 13 years, 7 months and 7 days old. And I thought I have to write it while I was in a coma. And I was on a dialysis machine, and I started making notes because it was something that I had to get out of me. And then I just wrote it for myself, and somebody saw the script, and then it was converted into a play. Afrikaans play, and again somebody saw it again, and then it was invited to the Edinburgh Festival, where I had 22 performances, and it was great because the BBC wrote the most wonderful reviews. The Church of England, a play of hope, and then I was very lonely on the play, and then I had a radio interview a couple of weeks ago. And I said to this radio guy, I said to him, listen, I'm very lonely on the stage. And I said, I need somebody next to me. And he said to me, what about an international harp player? Mm-hmm. And on Monday morning, this man arrives, and he just came back from Hong Kong. Mm-hmm. And we started working on the stage with the harp, and the harp, I discovered this wonderful thing, that the harp was telling a story. Really? So I can stop, which is extraordinary. I can stop talking and the harp can tell the story. So it's fascinating. It's a fascinating theatre. I love now doing it for the first time again with him, because the harp tells a story.
Wow.
And he's amazing. He's you know.
Wow, Chris, quite an interesting and fascinating role you play in this particular production. How was it working with Godfrey Johnson when bringing this production to life?
Well, I actually didn't work with Godfrey.
I worked with him. He was the director. It was Eric Holm, the Afrikaans director, and then it was Godfrey, the English director. Mm-hmm. He was the director for Edinburgh. Okay. It was wonderful working with him. Absolutely wonderful.
Talk us through your role in this production and what sort of impact it'll have.
Well, it's quite interesting. As Jan and I met, and we just went at it. And when I said, he started doing, it's a long monologue, so it's just him speaking. And I'm sitting at the harp and just improvising like a film score. Right. And he's so colourful with the way he tells the story. And it's got so many colourful scenes he explains. And it's so easy to work with him, and I just like a film score, basically, playing along with Jan.
Take us through your character, Jan.
Well, it's this young boy of 13 years, 7 months and 7 days old, that went through this whole terrible thing that happened to him, and he was an athlete. He was a sprinter, the best in South Africa, and then he actually was molested by this very rich old man, and he was shy about what happened to him. He couldn't lift his head even at school when he was running. His life was miserable, and then he decided to do the biggest revenge that people can. So he was never the victim. He actually blackmailed this man and sort of got out of him what he wanted, and his life became he turned it around. The young boy turned it around, you know. One of my friends said to me, that knows me very well, that was only a psychopath that can think things out like this. But that makes the play quite an exciting play, you know what I mean? How he goes about.
You know, Jan, I can't help marvel at the magnanimity and the profoundness of this particular play, which would lead me to my next question. Are there perhaps any similarities between the young boy and yourself? You've just narrated your own personal story.
That's right. It is my own personal story.
Yeah.
It is my personal story. It's something that that I experienced, and when I actually started, and it was. I never, ever portray this to anybody. And when I was writing it, and the first day on the stage, I was free of this terrible experience. But I think it's good for people. In Edinburgh, many people came to me and said I saved their lives with it, you know. So I'm doing something. And it's not, a friend of mine said he don't want to come and look at it because it's so ghastly, but it's not ghastly. It's exciting how this boy actually turned the tables around, you know what I mean? Okay,
now Chris, just briefly, this play not only about sexual violation, but zooms in on the serious issues such as dealing with the reality. What sort of message are you hoping that those who are watching this play will take away from it?
Well, just heal from every day. I mean, everyone goes through something hectic in their lives. So it doesn't matter what it is. We'll all have to deal with it and get through with it. So, I mean, I think the whole thing is healing from the music and listening to Jan's words. And, you know, I think it applies to many things, many aspects of people going through something very dark and deep.
Wow. Well, gentlemen, I have a feeling this is an absolute must-see, eh?
I think so too, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for chatting to us this morning. Eh?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Plum Tree, a production on lost innocence, betrayal and violation, is written and acted by Jan Groenewald and directed by South African musician, composer, actor, writer and theatre director Godfrey Johnson. Let's go for an ad break now.